All right, here is a acquisition as of today, and I did a trade for this. And I know you Ruger lovers will probably be pretty mad, but I traded in my Mark III handgun, little 22 caliber Mark III Hunter that I had. I traded in for this plus a few other things. And this right here is a Savage Axis chambered in 308. And you can see it doesn't have a scope. It just came like you see right here. I did put the bipod and the braided sling on. But this is a typical Savage Axis. And this gun is one of the most least expensive bolt actions on the market, but it enjoys an extremely awesome reputation because it's built well. It's kind of an ugly bolt action when compared to other bolt actions out there. But I tell you what, if you want a real budget bolt action build and you're looking to have that budget build shoot far range, and I'm talking out to upwards of 1,000 yards, this is something to take a look at. I used to own a Savage 30-06 a while ago, and that Savage 30-06, I have the videos, it was shooting sub MOA. I was shooting half-inch groups at 100 yards. They were still sub-inch groups at 200 yards. And at 300 yards, they were still sitting at sub MOA. You know, it's an extremely well-made rifle. So I have no doubts that a gun like this will reach out to 1,000 yards. Again, it's a real simple-made rifle. It's real inexpensive. The rifle itself averages right around $300 new. And they have different packages out there if you get a scope. If you do get one with the standard scope that it comes with, I'm trying to remember if it's a Bushnell. I think it's a Bushnell scope that it comes with. If you want to shoot really far distances, scrap that scope and get something else. In fact, I'm looking into different scopes I want to get for this rifle right now. So if you're watching this, go ahead and chime in with your opinions. The criteria on the scope is I want it to be a mil dot. Preferably want to have a 50 millimeter size on it, not a 40 millimeter. Although a 40 millimeter will work. And as far as the power, I'm not sure how high I want to go with the power. If it'll go up to like a 24, that'll be all right. Like a 6x24, something like that. That would be pretty decent, but it doesn't have to be that high magnification. And I want it to be probably 300 or less is what I'm looking at. These scope rings, I don't know if I'm going to keep these scope rings or not. I'm not even sure what scope rings these are. These are for a 1-inch scope, so I don't know if I want to stick with a 1-inch scope or if I want to go a 30 millimeter. But I'll have to look around and see. I'm kind of leaning towards Vortex because I'm a big fan of Vortex. They got a lot of different lineups out there, and they're really good quality scopes. But I don't know. I have to look around. I might get something like a Buckmaster. Any of you guys watching my videos, you know about my 1,000-yard AR-15. That's got a Nikon optic on it. Man, those Nikons are awesome, awesome optics. But we'll see. You guys give me your opinion on optics. Again, this is a 308. I believe it's sitting right at about a 1 in 10 twist, which means it should fire the heavier grain 308s just perfectly, like 168 grain. You know, the higher grains. The trigger. Some people complain about the trigger on these things, and no, they're not as light as some of the other rifles. They're not as light as like a Remington 700 trigger, but it's still a decent trigger. It is pretty consistent. This rifle being a 308, it has a short action on it. My previous Savage Axis with the 30-06, it had more of a longer action on it. I didn't have any problems with that, but this rifle's got a little bit of a shorter action on it, so it should do just fine. As far as the bipod goes, I just have a basic bipod on this thing right now. I need to get an anti-cant device along with the scope, and I may change the bipod out, or I may just stick with moving the bipod legs to go ahead and get me my level before I shoot. So in any case, there it is, Savage Axis. Kind of a budget long-range build. Excellent rifle. I highly recommend these rifles. If not the Savage Axis, look at the other lineup of Savage. Savage is known for making good rifles. They just plain make some awesome rifles. It doesn't matter if they're cheap rifles like this, or you go into more of their high-end lineup. They got a lot of good rifles out there to fit many different styles of shooting. So, all right, that's enough of me talking. Again, if you got an idea on a good optic that would go for this rifle, feel free to leave your comment or a video response. Let me know what you think, and I'll take it into consideration. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Stay safe, stay free, stay armed.